Hey friends, I'm LlamaMamaKayla. Thank you for stopping by for a visit today. This week is a feeding tube awareness week, and I'm doing a video each day telling about feeding tube and just different things that I think that people might want to know. And this is day 3, although it's almost day 4. It's almost the next day. I'm going to be really raw and honest with you guys. Very honest. I am very, very late in recording day 3's video because I laid in bed all afternoon and cried. Both my parents were in the hospital with COVID, and just received some news that was very upsetting. They keep having to up my dad's oxygen, and the way they talk about what's going on, they talk like he's already passed. So anyway, they're saying that my mom is doing much better. They're saying when she is released from the hospital that she has to go to a nursing home. And so that's very upsetting. They're saying she can't live by herself. So, they're acting like my dad's not going to go home. I don't know. I'm just very confused and upset and just really emotional. Okay, I'm very emotional. But I'm trying to pull it together and, do what I need to do. I have my pajamas on because I've already got my shower. It's very, very late, and I've already got my shower, so, and then I finally got myself together to do this video, so, please, it is what it is. So, anyway, guys, as I said, this is Feeding Tube Awareness Week. This video is day 3. So, I was going to just show you some supplies for feeding tube. It's really a lot to it. It's kind of overwhelming at times. So, I have my feeding tube. This is my pump. It's on an IV pole, and it rolls. So it just rolls around the house wherever I need it. And this is my formula bag. I'll just kind of open that. This is my formula bag. So you pour the formula in here, run it through this tube, and hook it to my tube that's hanging out of my stomach. And then this hangs up at the top of the IV pole. You know how IV pole works. So anyway, and then I have my formula. And I didn't bring that one in here, but I did show that on day 2, and I will be showing it again day 4's video. So anyway, that's my bag that holds formula. And then I have syringes, like these large syringes. And scissors is a must. That is one of the main tools that I have, is a pair of scissors. Okay, I have big syringes for flushing my tube, and little syringes for meds, and syringes for checking the water in my balloon. I have a balloon inside my stomach, and so I have to check the water, make sure it's good. So I have 3 different syringes that I have to, deal with. And then cleaning the tube every morning and every night, and sometimes even during the day. I have to, I flush my tube like every morning, every night, and before feedings and after feedings, I use this syringe here to flush the tube. So that's just flushing water through it so it doesn't get clogged, and to keep the formula flowing good. Okay, so every morning and every night, I have to clean the tube, and sometimes even during the day. So I use wipies, go through lots and lots of wipies, cleaning the tube, cleaning all around it. I use these split gauze. They're 4x4 split gauze sponges. So I put this around it after I cleaned it good, and sometimes I have to use these 4x4s. They're just, they're smaller than that, but they're still called 4x4s. These are not split, so I have to cut them myself. I prefer to use these, but sometimes I run out of these, and I have to use these. Those aren't so good. They're scratchy and ruffle my skin. Same thing. Oh, those kind of look like these. Kind of a woven. And I have to cut these, and then those little fibers get down in there. So I don't really like to use those. But I have to sometimes because I run out of these. You can see, like, I'm about to run out now. So, as I'm cleaning the tube, though, I use the wipies. Sometimes I have to use this wound spray. If it's the gunk is kind of dried on there, I use this wound spray to kind of loosen it up. You may not know this, but when you have a tube like that, around the tube leaks stomach acid. And I mean, I don't know how graphic y'all really want me to get, but it's nasty. Every morning, all that, my pad, my gauze that I have on it, every morning it's all green and yellow and nasty. So I have to clean that and take it and change it and clean it all real good. And so when I have it off and I'm cleaning it, I have to put ointments on it, because that stomach acid stuff burns your skin. It's like a chemical burn, and it burns your skin and eats holes in your skin. So I have to put some ointments on there. I have different ointments for depending on how bad it is. Some days it's really bad, and I'll put something like this. Some days it may not be too bad, and I use A&D ointment. And then some days, just to help it heal, I'll use this advanced therapy healing ointment. So I have to put that on there, and then, you know, put the gauze on there and everything. And then also when I'm taking the tape off my skin, I have this skin prep stuff. Actually, it's skin stuff that the tape leaves horrible, horrible residue all on my stomach. So I try to keep that cleaned off daily. If I'm sick and in the bed for several days and can't tend to that like I need to, I get glue all over my stomach, and it's just horrible. It's a mess to get off. And one of the other things that is a must with this is tape. I have all kinds of tapes. Tape is very, very hard on my skin. It's hard to find a tape that will stick to my skin without tearing my skin. Does that make sense? Like some of this tape, like this blue one here, I bought it because it said it was very gentle on the skin. It's so gentle, it won't even stick to the skin. There's no worries about that tearing my skin up because it won't even stick to my skin. So the silk tape here works the best, but it's hard on my skin. So this tape is hard to stick to my skin too. This tape just, I don't even know why I even still have that. Sometimes I'll use some of these lesser tapes that don't stick. I mean, I say lesser, this tape was expensive. Tapes are expensive, by the way. This tape was, I bought it because it said it was gentle, and I looked at the price, and I was like, And Jody said, well, if you need it, get it. You know, if it's going to be gentle on your skin, so I got it. It don't stick to my skin very well, but I will put this on as if it's going to stick to my skin, and then I'll put some of this over it so that not much of this is sticking to my skin. It's mainly this under that. So anyway, I just have to finagle and try to figure things out. And the same with this. It doesn't stick on its own, but if I put some more tape over it, even though that tape is bigger, it'll help that stick. So, and then I have to use this tape and even this tape to like tape my tube down to my stomach, so it's not just flapping. Because the tube's going to stick straight out and it's just there. So I tape it down to my stomach. So anyway, so I had to have tapes, lots of tapes. I know that was a long explanation about tapes, but that's what it is. And let's see what else. Like I said, scissors is a big part of everything. I have to have scissors. And then for my pump, if I'm going to go somewhere and have my formula go in, I have a backpack that my pump goes in and the formula goes in, and then I could just carry this and a tube, have the tube coming out that goes to my stomach, and it goes in here to my pump in the bag. So it's a lot. And then, so these are my supplies that I have at home. I kind of keep them, I keep a sampling of them in like this little green box that gets carried around. It's usually in there on my desk. So I have my supplies that I'm using daily right there. And then I have another bag of a sampling of my supplies that's in my go bag that I grab whenever I go to town or to the doctor or any, when I leave the house. I have to take that with me so that I have supplies, because you never know what's going to happen. Sometimes my stomach just starts leaking out of nowhere and I have to change my gauze and clean all that up, so I have to have all these supplies with me. If I'm hooked to this, it could leak, come unplugged, and formula go everywhere, and it's a huge mess to clean up. So not only do I have formula all over my body, I end up with it all over my clothes too, and it doesn't smell good. It smells like I've been throwing up or something. So it's a lot, it really is. And then in my bedroom, I have, those plastic 3-drawer carts that you can buy at like Walmart or Target. I have a black set of those. I have 2, and my son took the top off of one and put the other one on top, so they're stacked. It's 6 drawers. I mean, it's pretty high. It's probably about that high. It's 6 drawers, and it's on rollers. And so I put my extra supplies in that. So that's, where my supplies are kept. And then I can go in there and get whatever supplies I need to put in my daily and also in my go bag. So yeah, it's a lot. It's overwhelming. It's a lot to deal with. It really is. And also, as I spoke about in Tuesday's video, insurance doesn't always pay for, these things or even cover some of these things. Insurance was paying a portion of my bags and syringes and gauze last year for 2021 because my deductible was met. So for now, for 2022, my deductible is not met, so insurance will not pay anything on any of these supplies. And these things are not cheap, and they don't pay anything on the formula at all, never. So, and these supplies are not cheap. So insurance is not always helpful in things like that, like in the supplies. Now, once my deductible is met this year, which, I don't know, unless I have some kind of hospital visit, which I don't want to do, my deductible probably won't get met for, a long time this year, so I'll be buying these supplies myself, and the formula. So anyway, yeah, it's a lot of supplies, and it's overwhelming, and I do what I gotta do. And it's just part of my daily routine, daily life. sometimes after I deal with all this, I'm just like emotionally spent and can't do anything else. Like, I just go lay down. I know I probably sound like a wimp, and that's okay. I don't mind sounding like a wimp because it is a lot, and it takes a lot out of me to deal with all this emotionally and physically. So, yeah. Now I'm going to do, in the next video, I am going to show my feeding tube. I've had lots of people ask about it, and I was kind of hesitant to actually show it, but people are curious, and I understand that. You know, I was curious. They've never seen a feeding tube before, and they just want to know, like, where's it at? What does it look like? So in the next video, I'm actually going to show filling my bag, hooking it up to my tube, and, you know, running it through the pump and everything. So if you want to see that, check out day 4's video, which will be coming up. And I appreciate you all watching and just supporting me this week as I try to spread awareness for feeding tubes and just educate and, you know, stuff like that. Thanks, friends. I will see you all again in the next video.